Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. It's your host, Cyber Dragon, otherwise known as Peter. This is the Logic Lab segment. This is where we go through game types and all sorts of logic and try to put things together. And for the last two streams, I've been working on Deal or No Deal. It's the game show that you see on TV, trying to get as much of the mechanics as possible into Game Maker and seeing what's possible. So the first week we did the random generator to put all the dollar values inside the 26 different chests. Then last week we started putting up the money board and the selection of the first chest to allocate to the player. And now we're going to apply the logic where the player selects 5 chests, and then an offer will come up based on a mathematical equation for the remaining chests for the player. So yeah, after today's stream, most of the logic will be here, and we'll move on to a different topic next week. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this so far, and we'll check to see what we've got so far in case you haven't seen the other week's episodes, and then we'll dig into the logic. Hey everyone that's joined in, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so when the game loads in, there's an allocation process that occurs. You can see in the top left corner there is a variable that is labeled allocated that is putting a value into the 26 different chests, and once it hits 26 it should stop and the game will begin. Alright, so the game is ready and we're going to select our case. Now the values inside these cases are random, so we don't know which one of these blue values is in the case we pick, and we have chosen case 1, and as you can see we have picked our case. It's allocated case 1, and now the round begins where we will pick 6 cases. I think 5 is the correct method, so we'll chop it down to 5, and then we got to go ahead and select 6 or 5 cases. But what we want to actually do here is have a delay process, so when we select 1, it will turn off the ability to pick any other case. It will display a banner to tell me what was inside of that case, and then eliminate it from the dollar board, and then allow me to pick the next case. Once all 5 has been selected, then we're going to go to an offer stage. And the offer stage is pretty much just going to be a simple math equation where it is the value of all the remaining cases divided by how many cases are left. From there you can add variance with a percentage on each side, but we'll keep it simple for today. But it's just showing that there's different ways of expanding on it. So let's bring that up. Let's do the math equation first. So what we're going to do is bring up our rules system. And our variable we're going to add is total value. Now this is the total value of all the cases. So we're going to have total value of the cases, and then we're going to have maybe cases left. So we've got cases left already, so that's good. So let's get that value into this as a permanent value. So it doesn't have to be 0, because it's always going to be the same since we have fixed values. So we're going to go ahead and press tab. And what we'll do here is I'll open up a Excel spreadsheet, and in the Excel spreadsheet I'm just going to just do an empty tab. You can't really see it, but we're going to add in the values of 1 million. Just making sure I got enough zeros in that one. Game is ready, please select your case. Oh, that's right, because we press tab. Alright, so we're going to have 1 million in the first one. Then we're going to have 750, 1, 2, 3, 500, 1, 2, 3, 400, 1, 2, 3, 300,000, 200,000, 100,000. Then we're going to have 75,000, 50,000, 25,000, 10,000, 5,000, and 1,000. Then we have 750, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 75, 50, 25, 15, 10, 5, and 1. So the value of all those numbers is, and we'll go back into our rules and go to our variables, total value. And the total value I have for this one is 3,418,431. So does that seem correct? It does with the 400, 300, 200,000. So there's another million. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we got 3.4 million as the total value of the cases. We do need to know the value because as the player picks a case, it's going to minus whatever they picked from the total value, so that way we know how much is left, so we can do the math equation to give an average offer. So that's our total value. The total cases here, this one here is how many cases left to pick. Cases left for selection. And then we need total cases that are remaining. Total remaining cases. And at the value of 26, because that's what's going to be at the very beginning. And each time we pick a case, not the one that we allocate to ourselves, but the remaining cases, that's when the math equation will kick in. So go ahead and create that. And now let's do some rules. So we're going to add a math equation. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add a pick case. Picked case value. And what we want to do is we're going to get the variable total remaining cases, and we're going to subtract the value of 1 to get a total remaining of cases. So when we pick a case, it's going to take our remaining cases, take away 1, and that will equal our remaining cases. We probably need to do a compare here to see, to check if there's a certain amount left. What else we need is picked case. So when we pick case, we're going to have cases left for selection, and we're going to subtract 1 to have cases left for selection, and then we're going to have to say check selection amount. So after we've picked a case, we want to check to see if the value of the selection is 0 or not. If it's not, we want to be able to select another case, pretty much. Let me just change screens. There we go. So we're going to compare, and we're going to add this message here to check. So check selection amount, and we're going to see if our selection is greater. No, if it equals to 0, we can say next step or next round. Something like that. We'll come back and alter it because I have no idea of the exact way to do it until we start testing it out and going through that process. We also need another math equation. After we pick the case, we actually want to remove the value of the case that was selected. So yeah, we need to work out that bit too. And the next thing we need to do here also is the offer. So we'll bring that down here and we'll say offer, and the offer will be the variable of it will be the total value, and we want to divide it by the variable of total remaining cases, and that should give us the value of offer. So we're going to go ahead and have another variable called offer, and the offer will be displayed. So then we can say display offer. So just this one rule here is how we do the offer for the deal or no deal in between rounds. So we've got the total value, we're dividing by how many remaining cases to get the result of offer. And then we can display offer. We'll chain that off soon, and we'll just give this a label. All right, now we need to piece these together and probably change a few things. Okay, so next we're going to open up Paint, good old trusty Paint. And what we want to do here is we're going to have a player selects case for themselves. So we already have that set up where the player can press E and select one for themselves. Then we're going to have from here, we're going to go to player chooses one case out of 5. All right, from here, we're going to lock cases. So the player can't select anything after it's been chosen. Then we're going to display value of inside the case. From there, we're going to display value of inside the case. We're going to do math for removing case value. Then we're going to allow player chooses next case. And for this one here, we want to cycle. So when you pick the next case, it's going to go over here where it's a very bad arrow. Let's try that again. I mean, the whole thing's bad, but that was exceptionally bad. Okay, then we lock the case, then we display the value of the case, do the math for removing, choose next case. And once all 5 cases are done, then we go down to player is offered an amount. And then we can have from here, it will be take prize or keep playing. And if the player decides to keep playing, the second round will be choose 3 cases, and then it will do this whole cycle again. So pretty much that's the kind of loop we're looking for. There will be more math in between, so removing case value, remaining cases also needs to be calculated, but in between these steps is where we do all the calculations and then toggle on the player can choose the next case. So that's what we're going for. And let's try to put that into action. All right, so we do have something already where the player can pick a case and it turns it off. I just need to find where I put that logic. Okay, so that's here, showcases HUD, pick a case. Here we have turn case on, turn case off. So we got those messages, and we got start game to turn it on. Now pick a case is showcases HUD, that's fine. We got turn cases off. So player case selected, and then we turn the cases off, so that's how we do it. Game ready, please select your case, and then start game. So when start game happens, it turns on these cases. I'm able to select one. When I select one, it should turn off all the cases using this. And player case selected is the message that gets sent. So we can go to our message inspector and we could type in player.case.selected. So we got 26 that send it, and we can go ahead and select it, which one sends it. So that's all these invisible ones here. And the thing that's receiving it, so we have the compare. So we're going to pick our case. The case is selected, and if it equals 0, set player case number. Okay, and player case selected, we have a timer for 3, and then after that it showcases HUD. So after we've picked the case, it will showcases HUD, and then showcases HUD will turn on case. So this is where we can add the delay and put in our steps, but this is pretty much where everything needs to start being altered. So this is here, player case selected. That way we can find it easier in a hierarchy. This is all saying new rule set, so that all needs to be labeled. Keeps things easier. All right, so the first step is the player selects the case for themselves. So we've got that already. And next we need to have when the player selects the next case. So how do we do that? That's what we need to work out. Now we can kill all these off, because if the player selects it again, I mean, we won't kill it off here in the editor, but after the player has selected it, we want to remove them because we have player case selected, and we use that for putting a value inside our set. So this is the one that we've picked for ourselves. And if we use that message again, it's going to reset our value for the player. So we don't want that. We need something else after the selection, which is not a problem. So what we can do here is we can probably duplicate these, Control D, and we can change the message sets so it's not sending off case selected, and we can actually, we probably don't even need to kill them off. Or maybe we do. Let me have a look. So this turns on with showcases HUD. No, this one's automatically on and then turns off with showcases HUD. So that's these slots. So once we've picked one, it turns all of these off, which is fine. We could probably get rid of the toggle. On these ones, and just have it as a kill message. So once showcases HUD comes up, it kills all of these off as they're not needed anymore, and that's already been selected. Cool. All right, so this one here will have turned off, and we're going to turn these on with showcases HUD. So once these die, these ones turn on, and we probably don't need a plant for these ones, because once this has been selected, the trigger disappears. So it won't affect anything that's over here, because there's nothing to activate it. So I'll go ahead and edit the logic. And we got case 1, case 2, all that sort of thing. But we need to change the message that gets sent out. So we've got player case selected, and now we can go case chosen, maybe. Something like that. And they'll all need the values re-inputted to all 26, but we can do a test with just 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then add the rest in later. Actually, we'll do 6. The first round we can pick 5, so this will do. And we'll come back to that. Go ahead and save that. Come back to my flowchart. So we need a way where a player chooses one case, then locks the cases, and then shows what's in the case, and then unlocks it again. Okay, so we have case chosen. That's our message that gets sent out. So we're going to go ahead and put down a numpad, and we're going to have a message broadcaster. And the message we're going to put in is the case chosen. Okay, once we do that, we're going to send to all, and we're going to lock these cases. So I guess we do need to toggle them off. Actually, we can just toggle this one off. So this one here is turn off case. And that's what we'll send out. So the player picks one, it sends that to the rules, and sends it to this message broadcaster. It then turns this off. Cool. Next, it would probably be better if we change these from numpads to chests, so that way an action occurs, the box is still there, but you know, that can all be decorated and changed later. It's not really that important. Okay, so we've got case chosen, turn off the case, which it does. And then this message is case chosen 1. So we're going to go to the rules again. This is all selected for player selected case. So now we need to do one for case chosen. So what we can do here is what can we do here? What can this happen? How can this happen? So we probably need to set a value of what's in that case to something to display it as a banner. And then we need to remove that case from the values. So how do we do that? Let's go up to our cases. So we've got total allocated. Then we got case 1 all the way to case 26, I'm assuming. Okay, so case value is pretty much what we want to display. But we also need to, so new variable, case 25, and the value of the case 25 is that random value. So case 25 or case 24, all that is pretty much what we need to use. Okay, so we need to bring that up when we select a message. So if we have a value, let me just go back down here. This one here is case 10. We probably don't need even these, to be honest. So this one here can go to the rules. Actually, we probably do need to have these, because if we do it at the start, it's not going to know the difference between the player chosen for itself or the other. So here we'll go case chosen 1. So we're going to go to the rules, we're going to type in case chosen and the value of the number we need to compare. What is the number we need to compare? Do we need to compare if, so this is case 1. So we probably need to set something. So the number variable to compare. So what are we comparing? We're comparing to see if the case chosen. So is case chosen. What are we doing? So we're looking at case value. No, we're going to look at case 1. Hey Tempest Studios, thanks for the raid. How you going? Woo! Welcome to the stream. Just doing the 3rd day of Deal or No Deal mechanics. So this will be the last stream on this game type. And we're just doing the step process for choosing the case and displaying the value of what was inside that RNG. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. So case chosen, and what we're going to do is compare is case 1 kind of got to get my head wrapped around this. So check total, it's total allocated is 1, that's all good, that's the allocation process. Set case value of case 2. So case 2 is the value of that, but how do we differentiate it now? So if case chosen equals 1, that's how we do it. I think I've just worked it out. If, do I need a, how can I change that so it's not a variable? Can I have a fixed value or does it have to be a variable? Why am I lost? Give me a second. Number to compare. So I don't want to compare what's in the case value because the case value is randomized. But what we need to do is maybe if it's message argument equals 1. If we chose 1, how do we display what's in 1? That's what I want to work out. That's what we need to do. So let me get some water while I think about this for a moment. So if we choose 1, what we're going to do here is we're going to set number value. And what we can do here is have case chosen. And what we can do here is maybe we need another value. Just called case chosen. And what we want to do is we'll have case chosen will be the value of maybe not. Maybe it can't be a message argument. maybe it can be case 1 picked. Maybe that's how we're going to do it for the comparison. So I think that's how it should be done, because we can't use the message argument here. So we have case 1, case picked 1, something like that, right? And we're going to see if the number variable to compare. Maybe it is set. So if we set number value, case picked 1, we're going to get the case chosen, and the value is going to be a variable of case 1. Right? So if we pick over here case picked 1, that goes to the rules. It sets the case chosen variable to be the value of case 1. Then we need to see if value equals blah blah blah, then remove that value from the board. So that one's going to be extra tricky, I think. Or it's going to need a lot more rules. Those ones are not as straightforward as I expected. Happy numpads to you too, Pickaxe. Thanks for joining. Case chosen is the number value of case 1, right? Then we're going to do a comparison. And we're also going to have case 1 picked. Maybe we can have a break in between. So that would be a send message. And what we can do here is we can have picked 1, picked 2 all through the message broadcaster asset. And we can have case picked go, just to go case picked set, and then we can have case picked go. And what we can do here is have case picked go. And we're going to see if the value of case chosen is equals to, I don't know, the values of whatever. So let me bring up the spreadsheet again. Where is it? Here we go. So if it equals to 1 million, send a message 1 million. Something like that, right? So this is how we do it. So we're going to choose a case. If it equals 1 million, we're going to send a message 1 million, and then we go ahead and we do this for every value. So 750,000, and we go ahead and add that as a message, and we do that all the way through. And that's for 500,000. Because we have the set 26 values, we could do it this way. $300,000. Next one is 200,000. I'll just change the first number. Might be a bit easier and quicker. Probably should label them up here as well. It's just good habit. Plus I'm passing this on to someone else afterwards, so it would be good to have labels for them, so it's easier to work with. What else is next? So we've got 50,000 and it's 25,000. Next is 10,000. After 10,000 is 5,000. And maybe, look, if I did this as a message argument, it would be easier for the math side of things, but it won't be easier to remove things in the editor like the scoreboard. So I think this is the best way to do it for now. Could be improved later on, but you know, I have a feeling this should work, and we're just going to go with it. So that was 1,000, then we got 750. $300,000, 400,000, 500,000, and up 750, and then 1 million. Whoops, what happened here? There we go. All right, so that's almost done. We've just got a few more to add. And then we can remove the scoreboard, and we can also remove the value from the total, so the offer will make sense. So that's 500, we need 400. The next one is 300. The next is 200. After that is 100. Uh, 75. We're getting to real small numbers now compared to the million. 50. 25. 15. 10. 5, and then 1. And we're pretty much done for this section. So we have the values now that we can decrease from the total and also remove from the board. So let's just save this one. We've done quite a bit of work and we don't want to lose it. All right, next we have message to destroy is kill 1, kill 14, kill 26, that sort of thing. We can just put our value in there now, but that would kill it straight away. We probably want to show the value on the banner and also have some sort of delay with the timing. So what we can do here is we can do a test anyway and add the delays later. That's not a problem. So let's just get the process happening. And we can do a message argument to a banner. So let's go up to our banner, wherever we've put that. Where's our banner? There's the money. Where do we display our text? I thought it'd be near the top somewhere, but I guess not. Here it is. So it's set text. So we set the text with a message argument, set text, and then we display it. Okay. So we can go ahead and do rules. We can do send message if we want. And what we can do here is we have the value of 1 million. And then we can have set text. And that text is you have inside was the various, I don't know, what can you say? Inside the case has 1 million. Yeah, okay. This case has 1 billion. So that gets to the banner, and that will display to the banner to the player when I have chosen that. And now we can go here and we just change the value to 750. Oh, whoops. There we go. This case has 750, and you just do that for each one. So we've got our messages already, and it's just easy to make these small changes and duplicate along the way. Because you need to display to the player what was inside, and you can't send the message argument separately to affect a particular numpad sharing that same message. So we need to individualize each message so we can interact with the rule system, but also interact with an individual asset that it's supposed to affect outside the rule system. And this is the only way I know how, using comparisons. But in the future that might change. There might be updates to the rule system where we add things that can select certain tags, or maybe we can have messages, the message argument itself be the trigger. So things like a message broadcaster or a speaker will be listening for set text or set number, but it also will only trigger if that number value is the number value it's listening for. That would be really useful. So if you roll a dice between 1 and 10, you can have an asset listen for the same message but depending on the value. So if the dice rolled 7, even though there's 10 assets all listening for the same dice roll, it would only affect the one that's listening for the same message but with the value 7. And that will make my board game a lot easier, and things like this so much easier. We can save so much space with the rules, not needing to put all of this complicated, not complicated, but it's just tedious to do so many to get such a simple result. or what's seemingly simple may not be simple. So we just go ahead and do this, and then we can affect the board when it's chosen. Then we can actually send a message out to allow the player to choose another case after after this has been displayed, and a bit of a break in between actions, so players can't just pick 5 cases really quickly. You got to build some sort of suspense and anticipation of what's in the case, and allow for a bit of emotion, like was it a good one, was it a bad choice, and let them process what happened before they can move on to the next dopamine hit of picking the next case. The rules and all that in the Game Maker will be improved as time goes on. Things are going to be better. They just take time to build and improve on, so don't think that this is it. More is coming. Alright, we're almost there. And we haven't even tested any of this yet to see if it works, but it won't be useful until it's completed. So that's all done. Let's go ahead and save that one. And have a sip of water. Stay hydrated. All right. So we're going to display the text. Then we're going to have a gap for when things are chosen, and then unlock the next one. So what we can do here is we can have a timer. So we can have a time, and we're going to start timer. We also need another send message. And this will be our gap in between. So for some reason that's not working. Okay, let's try again. There we go. Case chosen, displayed. And then we have case chosen delay. And this will be our delay timer. So we'll have case chosen delay. And we're going to use the variable timer. I don't think it will be used at this point in time, so we're free to use that. The duration will be the display, and maybe 4 seconds or 5 seconds to allow the player to pick the next case. We don't want it to be too quick. And then at the end we'll turn case turn on case. Yeah, so this will allow the cases to be turned back on to be chosen. When one is chosen, it will turn it off. Go through this cycle, display, and then we're good. So all we need now is the values inside a message argument, which then sends a message broadcaster, which then sends a message case chosen displayed. So we'll go ahead and do that. Duplicate. And what we can do is case chosen displayed. And the last thing we need here is just to put in all the values of our cases. So I'll just go ahead and change the so I can see the spreadsheet. That's 100,000. We're going to move on to the 5 digits now. 25,000, 10,000, 5,000, 750, 500, 400, 200, 100, 75, 50. At least we're not doing 1 to 26 today, so that's good. Different number sets. Then we got 5 and 1, and we're pretty much done, and we can test it out. All right, we'll save that. I'll do one more thing, and then we can give it a test and see how it goes. One quick question. I just realized that in MP, the avatar can't attack NPCs. Yes, it can. The avatar should be able to attack NPCs as long as it has a multiplayer health on it. Alright, we'll go back to the rules, and what we want to do here is turn case on. What we can do here is we'll do another message here, and we'll have this one as turn case on, and we can have here as actually turn case on. Yeah, I see. Case delay end, case delay end, and then we turn the case on. The reason I'm doing this is because we can now do set text, and here we can tell the player to choose new case. We also need to do a comparison before this happens. So after the selection's been done, it needs to check how many are left. If it's the end of the round before the offer, we need to have that in there somewhere as well. But let's save and see if this one works. and then we'll add to that. Yeah, you got to turn on a PvE thing, is that right? Is that on a spawn point? Under here? Is that where it was? Or was that under player? Where was that PvE thing? Under player? No. Or was it actually on the health component itself? Did I miss it? Immune to attacks defines if your asset can receive attack damage or not. Let me see. Health component. Player then controller, is it? Ah, I see. Alright, so go player. Ah, the controller's still there. I see. Yeah, so in this one here, you scroll down and there's PvE enabled. Turn that to true. Ah, tricky, tricky. Oh, you can change the... Oh, you can't go down lower. It'd be nice if you can control the attack damages and whatnot a bit better. But it is what it is. Alright, let's test this out. Let's see how we went. Alright, so it's loading. We're going to allocate our chests. We didn't put our message to delete on the board. That's alright, we can do that next. Okay, so game ready. Please select your case. We're going to be case number 3. Awesome. Alright, so pick a case. We got 5 cases left. I'll go ahead and pick case 2. And nothing happened. Case 1. So it did turn off. So now I can't pick the next case. So it's definitely turned off. But when we pick case 2, it didn't show anything. Alright, let's hop out. And see what's going on. It's taken a while to get between tabs and actions now because of the rule system. When you go too much over the red bar, this is the consequence. You can fix it by resetting the Game Maker, but as soon as you enter the rules and load up all the rules, I don't know, it saves something somewhere in it. Adds delays. Alright, so I picked case 2, but I haven't got a message system set up here. So I did it for the first one, and I set up the rules for it, but I didn't go ahead and typed in the case picked on all the cases. So, looks like we are doing our journey from 1 to 26 today. Hurrah. We just need to go through here and add it to all the cases like this. All right. There is quite a delay between actions, so I'm just going to reset the Game Maker, I think. And we'll make it a refresh. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the game maker's crashing while I'm trying to Alt F4. Alright, the game maker has crashed. Whoops, this one. There we go. Loading back in. Alright, let's go back in. This time it should be a bit faster. Alright, so case picked 3, case picked 4. Look how much faster that is. Straight away, look at that action. So you can see a simple, humble reset will make your life easier. So much easier, look at that. All because of the rule system being overflown and used over the limit can cause slowness into the editor. But as you can see, a simple refresh is good until you need to reopen up the rule system and load everything in there again. Then it's going to cause that problem again. And the longer you use the editor, it looks like it takes longer between actions. So that's 6, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's all correct. 17, 18, 19, 20. Should be Count Dracula. 21. 22. 24. 25, and the last one, 26. All right, quick save, and now let's see if the values do disappear. They won't disappear on a board, actually. I need to quickly do that too, I think. Maybe. We'll just do a test anyway. Load it up. And what we're looking for is picking the case and seeing if the value displays on the screen of what was inside that case to see if this part was successful. If it was, then we need to delete that value on the board. But we don't want to delete that value instantly. We want to display it to the person, and then after the delay, then we can delete it. So we're going to go with case 10. Awesome. All right, let's pick our case. We're going to go case 2, case 1, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6. Okay, so that part, next part here is not happening. So let's see what's happening. Because I have here the case chosen, but even then it wasn't doing it. It's supposed to display a value anyway, even if it did a turn off the other ones. So we'll add these in and then have a look at what's going on, why the message is not going to the rules. So I definitely made a mistake somewhere, that's for sure. Wait, where's this messages going? That's going to all, so it definitely should be going case 1, and this one here is case 1. Is this going to all? That's going to all, so that should all be working. Alright, something in the rules. I made a mistake somewhere. Maybe the value of the set needs a delay. because maybe the set is happening at the same time as the comparison and the set hasn't got anything in it, so it doesn't go through the chain. We're going to check it out, and we're going to work it out. Okay, so we've got our cases picked. It will turn off the case, and now we'll go into our rules, and we got here case 1 picked, case 1 picked. Okay, I see what I've done. Case 1 picked, case chosen. The case is variable for case 1. Then we also need to send the message case 1 picked, or is it case picked set and case picked go? So I probably need 26 of these too, right? So the case, yeah, so case picked 2 needs to be the value of case 2. So I think this is the one thing I was missing. I did everything else underneath, but I didn't actually send any triggers. And I don't need to do all of this. I'm just going to do the first 6, which allows me to pick any of the cases in the first row to confirm if this works. So once that's picked, case picked set. So what we need to do here is duplicate, and we'll do here case picked set. All right, save and test again, and when I do pick, it's going to be one of the first 6, and that should confirm if it works or not. Let's try again. Alright, we've got our 26 cases. Please select a case. We're going to go case 23. Alright, and now it's going to allow us to pick the case. So if I do case number 2, this case had 10. Yay! So I pick case 3. This case had 1,000. Perfect. Now I just need it to, oh, excuse me. So I can't spam that, that's good. Now I can pick. I don't have anything to say pick new case, but I can work out why. This case had 400,000 in it, and I need it to delete from the board. Okay, cool. We're getting there. So we can now display to the player what was inside the case. That's important. Alright, so that means we can go ahead now and duplicate this all the way to 26 because this process works. And we don't need to change anything unexpectedly and need to do it 26 times. As you can see, we use a lot of rules. This one's case 10. Case 13. Looks like we're doing our 26 count anyway. Case 17. Case 18. Case 19. Case 20. Case 21. Case 22. Case 23. Case 24. Two more. Case 25. I don't know why I closed that. And case 26. Okay, so we've got our 26 cases. There will be a delay. Then it will tell us what case we've picked. That will send a message to say this case had the value, which works. Then we don't have this part working. Oh, we do with the delay. Okay, this one here is where the problem is. So this one here is case delay end. Now that will work. And that should just go on and give a value. And what we can do here is the text itself doesn't need to be up for 2 seconds. It's too long. So what we can do here is we can have a message argument with set text. But it's a bit late now, otherwise we have to go back and change all the set text messages. So if we go back to our debug here and type that in, there's 30 send in. So we need to go back to 30 different assets and change it if I do decide to change the message argument. And what I'll do with this message argument is not just have a text variable, but I'll also have a number variable. And that way we can still use that same message and change the duration. So that's a lesson learned. Maybe I can do that next time. And what we can do here is, I'm going to duplicate this. And I'll duplicate this as well. Maybe. And what I could do here is set pick text. And then I would hold here a number as well. So that's how I would do the future message arguments for the banner. So that way you can come here and do, say, set pick text. Instead of having a duration set, you can then do the message argument number. And that way, if you want to send the message to set text on a banner, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, whatever the case, for different things, that would be the best way to do it. And the variable will be text, so that's good. So we can set pick text, and what I'll do here is change this one to set pick text, which is pick new case. Pick a new case. I don't know if it's supposed to be capital A, I don't know, whatever. It all looks weird to me. I'm going to do capitals. Stuff it. Let's do it. So for 1 second it will tell a player to pick a new case, and then what I can do actually is we can send a message at the end of the banner, so when the banner closes, so we can have turn case on. So when a banner stops displaying, it will allow the player to pick a new case. So we can get rid of this one. And that should work just fine. We could even have a glow turn on. So if you have a chest, and the chest can have an aura around it, it could turn on that glow after this banner is finished displaying, to give a visual indicator to the player that, yep, now's the time to pick a new chest. Anyway, the last thing we need to do is to delete the value on the board once it's been chosen. Let's go back down to our delay, and we have we've got to delete the banner, but we kind of want a delay between each one. We probably could use timed event for that. It could delete straight away, but if you want a nice clean delay between choosing and deleting, then you just do this, send into a timed behavior, wait a second or two, and then tell it to delete this. That would probably be the best way to do it. But in this case here, we can just change the message directly. So the kill message here will be 1 because the value of this is 1, and you do that for all of them. So the value here is 5, and we use the message 5. And we're basically going to go through that and do that for each one again. I'll start over here. And that one here is for 1,000,000. And that one here is 750. Now maybe we could put the delay. I mean, how much time do we have on this stream? Let's have a look. Yeah, probably not enough time. We'll just do it this way. And I guess it doesn't matter because you know now that you can add delays and things like that in between anyway. So this one here is 400,000. This one here is 300,000. $200,000. $100,000. $75,000. $50,000. $25,000. $10,000. 5,000 and 1,000. This one here is 750. This one here is 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 75. 50. 25, 15, and I think the rest were already done, right? No, not this one. 10, and 5 and 1. Okay. Yep. All right, this one here can be a timed event in the future. Can update that. So if I want to delay, I'll turn that on. It can be resettable, I guess. It doesn't really matter. And then when, say, the value 1 is chosen, I can have like a 2-second delay or 3-second delay, and then remove that from the board, that sort of thing. But yeah, not really required at this stage, and something that will just be 26 of those, one for each one, and that gives a delay between picking and deleting, so it doesn't happen instantaneous. I'll go ahead and save and we'll test it out. Hey V, welcome to the stream. Novex, good to see you. Alright, so let's test this out, see what happens. We probably need to reset the game maker again after this one to smooth things out. Then we need to do the counter after each selection, and if it's greater than 0, allow the next process to pick the case again, and then if it equals 0, can't pick any more cases, gets offered an amount, and then needs to input the offer for a yes or no. The last version of Game Maker is 10.9, I think. 10.8 or 10.9. You'll need to update. All right, select the case, which is 12. All right, let's pick a case. Any one of them should work now. So let's go 15. So this one had 5, and you can see 5 is now deleted from the board. Pick a new case. Let's go 3. It doesn't allow me to select. That's a bit of a problem. Maybe I put the message in the wrong area or something in the rules. So let's have a quick look. And once I pick the case, it needs to decrease the number at the bottom. So that's another thing we need to do. And you can see now the actions in between are taking a while. So I'll check the rules for this and then reset the game maker. Let's go up into the clouds. Where are we? I've seen this cloud before. Nah, it's taken a while. It definitely needs a reset. Okay, let's go down to Funky Town. Where is it? Where's my banner? I should label it so I don't have to scroll through it. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. Click. Clickety click. Here we go. I'll type in banner settings. So message on close is it is turn case on, so it is being sent out after it closes. So I don't know what's going on. Set pick text. It should set it. Set the message argument after 1 second. Message to send on close is turn case on. Let's just make sure I'm sending that to the right one. Set pick text. Yep. All right. sure that's what's on the toggle. Turn on case. It's what I had, right? Pretty sure it's what I had. Let's go now to the banner. See, so much better when you label it. See, I got turn case on when it's meant to be turn on case. So that's my mistake. And now we need to have a look at the possibility of, after the selection is done, display, and we can check to see if the turn case on. So what we can do here is, I'm going to write that down. It's turn on case. Turn on case. All right. So what I'm going to do here is check case. Check case amount. So we're going to check case amount. We're going to go down here, and we're going to do a comparison. And we're going to check case amount, and if cases left for selection is greater than 0, we're going to turn on case. We're going to duplicate this, and if it equals less than or equals to 0, we're going to go offer stage. So this is where we're going to be giving the player an offer, and what we can do here is for this one we can do send message, and we can do offer stage, and we can do the set text. We'll have it as a 2-second one, so that's fine. Okay, we'll just call that offer time, and then after 2 seconds, so we can go ahead and probably do another start timer, and we can have offer stage, and we'll use our one timer that we have, and we will wait 4 seconds, and then we'll do calc offer. So we want to calculate the offer, and what we can do here, okay, we need to do some math now. So we got calculation offer. So we're going to go back to our original messages we set earlier at the stream today, and that's the offer. So if we type in offer, and we got calculate offer, so it's going to calculate offer, it's going to get the total value, and we're going to divide it by cases remaining, and then it's going to display offer. That is something we need to work on next, but we also need to have a value decreased and a total cases remaining decreased after a case is chosen. Alright, so let's go down to this system here, and this is where a message argument would be useful, because we could just use a message argument to decrease that value from the message argument into the math. We could possibly do it here. If we had set text with the number could be decreased by the value here. So that's another reason why the set text should have a number value. That would probably be very useful. We could probably do that. We probably need to put a new message for each one. So this case is 1 million, but that means the math rule will only need one rule rather than a whole 26 of them. Because at the moment, right now, we have to decrease. Because we've got case picked go, and if it equals that value, then that value is sent out, but it's not a send out as a variable, but it's a set out as a message. That is good for the editor, as I explained before, but when it comes to the rules, it's better to be a message argument. But since we've got a gap in between, where's our million? Has it disappeared? Has it gone to the end somewhere? Let's have a look. Where's our million gone? Is that it? Okay. That's weird. It's reshuffled itself. So yeah, let's do that. So we got set, and we did a few set pick text, right? But then it will turn something else on, which is not what we want. So it's probably best we change set text to something else entirely. Let's do that. Set text plus, because it's extra, so we're going to add plus. So this time we're going to add our text, and we're also going to add our number and do create. Alright, so here we're going to duplicate this, and to text value will go here. This one here will be 1 million, and we don't need a number value. Actually we do, because that's what we're going to take away, right? So we're going to take away 1 million. We kind of need to do that for all of them. So if we do set text plus, we need to do a duplication of each one. It's probably easier to delete them and then duplicate this. I think that will be the way to go. Or what's easier is I drag this one out, and we can delete the whole lot this way instead of one by one. And now we can just duplicate, and we can go through that whole process now. For 500,000, we could duplicate that. In here, we can change that to 500,000 and change that to 500,000. Now we can do this set text plus. We'll come back to that. But this is where we'll put the message now. So set text plus, and we got the text, and we can do set text plus, and we can get rid of the 2 now. We've got the number if we wanted the number, and we can have whatever number in the message argument, but because it's also carrying the value, we don't want to put the number, because otherwise it's going to stay on for a million seconds. So the fixed value is still useful in this case. We'll come back to our messages here, and we'll go ahead and see. I've already missed one because of that whole million move in positions. So now I'm kind of missing where I am. Just got to keep track. Can't use the lazy way. Alright, so this one's all good as well. Now we can just look at what's above it, so we don't have to think too hard of what numbers are next. Hey. No, that's not working. If I just put plus, there we go. See, there's delays in between actions. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that and duplicate this. So it looks like the reapplication of a message argument gets rid of the values. Good to know. And this one here is 300,000. And then we can use the math rule to use one single message to remove the math. It's a little bit of extra setting up and altering, but it's definitely essentially worth it. And there's probably other things I've done in here that could be simplified in this sort of format. You can always just revisit the logic you made after you get it working and then just make changes based on the working product by optimizing. I do that with my game logic as well. So I create something and it works and I'm like, yes, it works, but then you want to make a duplication of it and have it in another location or make some changes. You need to really understand what the logic is doing and where the choke points are and then kind of optimize the logic. And you should be doing that in your work process. So not only just getting something working, but then come back to that logic after it's working and optimize it. See if you can make it simpler. Do the same result, but in fewer steps. Alright, up to 10,000. I'll reset the Game Maker after I do this, and then we'll do a test and see where it's at. Hey Dan Coy, welcome to the stream. Alright, so 5,000. $1,000. 750. $1 million, I think I've already done that. So it's going to add some extra confusion now if I don't line them up. So I'll just go ahead and move that across. And that way I can just see above the lazy method. Less thinking, less keeping track required. And I do that sometimes in my workflow. Like there might be an easier way to do things, or maybe something that's slightly faster if you do it another way. But then it requires more brain power because you're needing to keep track of things and more concentration. Where sometimes just taking the Zen easy path, although a little longer, saves a lot of brain power. It's just more of a relaxation, repetition session rather than concentrating. Let's go here, copy this, paste. Uh, 75. Okay, 50. $25. 15. Oh, I did it again. All right, only like three more to go. Yep. So this one's 10. Five. And 1. And that's it. So now we've got our 26 values that will all send the same message, set text, and with a value as well. And that value can come over here. So what we're doing here is something is chosen, there's a case amount, and then we've got the offering calculation. So we're going to go ahead and go up to our calculation, which is up here, and we've got picked case. So when we picked case, we're going to subtract 1 from the total case remaining. Did we have a message picked case? Let's just go ahead and check the debug. So we never used pick case. We've only got the ones in the receiving. So we'll go to our rules and we can just change that now. So what we can do is the plus. So set text, and what we want to do is take our total cases remaining, and we want to subtract 1 from the total cases remaining. Then we're going to click plus. Maybe not. Give me 1 sec. So we need kind of a gap. So the math here is so we want the total value, right? We've got a few things we need to do. So this one here we're going to duplicate, and we'll drag this one out. And what we'll do here is, can you show your FPS? Yeah, I can show it when the game is being played. There's no point in showing it here. I don't think it matters. And it changes when you reset Game Maker, and it gets slower as you keep going, so yeah. So what we'll do here is a message argument, which is the number. And we're going to subtract the, we're going to take the variable total value, and we're going to subtract the message argument, the number in that, to get the total value. Cool. All right. But we also need to subtract a case. Yeah, so we need to subtract a case as well. So it's going to have the total value, and we're also going to have total remaining cases, subtract 1 to have total remaining cases. So that will mean when we pick one, it goes from 26 to 25. And also, when we pick a case, cases left for selection is left with less than 1. And then we can check the selection amount. Let me just go ahead here. And the check selection amount, we don't have to do this part because we've already done it below. And this part here is probably not needed either. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So we've done that, and done that. And then what we can do here is we can go ahead now and do the calculation for, hey, I think that's it. I think that's all that's needed. And we'll go ahead and remove this, I think. Check selection amount. And the offer here happens. So now we calculate the offer. It's going to take the total value, which has been updated, divided by total cases remaining, which has been updated, and then display offer. And what we can do here is display offer can be a send message. So we can display offer and that offer will be set. It can be the plus again, I think, because it won't have any value this time. So we can set text value. Actually, no. It just needs to be text. We do need to show the text. Set pick text. Because this one here, that can't be going to the banner. If that goes to the banner, it will take a variable with it. And that's set text plus. That's to do the calculation. Maybe I made a mistake again. Let's go to the banner settings. Yeah, so I got set text plus. That's always going to be 2 seconds regardless, right? So it doesn't matter. All right. I remember. Fish brain, forgot I did that. Let's go back up. Is it just here? Yes, it is. So we can go to the set text plus. And the offer, the text, it's not going to show it, is it? Because the variable needs to be a text variable. So what I can do in this case, I can't set the number to be the text either. So it probably needs its own banner just to be less confusing, because that one's going to be offering a number. So the offer here needs to be displayed. How can I do this? Display offer. And if I go to the banner, I'll duplicate this. I'll bring this down. And we're going to display offer. And the value, so that's probably a fixed value of maybe 3 seconds or maybe longer. The variable here will be offer. And we probably won't have a message. It will need to make some things in between happen, but that's okay. What we can do now is at least test this out and see where it goes. Also, we need to see if it's greater than 1 for the case amounts, it's turn on case, and then if it's 0, offer stage, and then offer stage does the set text, which is offer time. That's not going to work. We need to put the text plus here, and then have offer time, and then that will give 4 seconds, and then it calculates the offer. After it calculates the offer, going back up, calculate the offer, and then it will display the offer. Okay, and then we can have after that yes or no. I'm going to go ahead and save that because I just did a whole bunch of work without saving. I'm going to reset Game Maker. We're going to do a quick test, and that will be the end of the stream. Or maybe I can just do a quick test now. Hopefully it just works. Yeah, let me just reset Game Maker. Probably safer. Be right back. Load it up now. So yeah, there's a lot of math involved and timings. So this is an advanced, I would say an advanced game or a tutorial, because you need a quite in-depth of understanding when it comes to rules and how the systems work, and doing the math and the order and the displaying and message arguments and all that sort of stuff. But all the things are here, and it is possible in Game Maker to do this stuff. Just needs a bit of optimization and extra features in the future to make this process a bit easier and not so rules intensive. And then it's pretty good. And it'll be easy to market, I would say. Okay, so we got our 26 allocated. We're going to pick 3. Because we changed the message system, it's not displaying what it used to, but this should work. Okay, so that case has 100, and at the bottom you can see cases left is now 4. Okay, so we're going to pick a new case. Let's go with case 24. So that one had 5,000. You can see 5,000's been removed from the board. And now we can pick a new case, and there's 3 left. Alright, this case had 500,000 in it. That's not a good one. So now we need to pick a new case. We've got 2 left. And we'll pick case 21. That one had 1,000 in it. That's not bad. 1 left to go. Let's do case 26. That one had 25,000 in it. Now there's no more cases to pick. It should be offer time. It's saying pick a new case. Oh, no, there it is. Offer time. Alright, so the offer is 144,367. So you can see that's worked. We got -1 at the bottom for cases left, so there's a little bit of logic to clean up. But you can see now we're able to select cases. We're able to remove them from the board. we've added a total calculation of the score and minus the amount that was chosen from the total. So when you do the offer calculation, it's working off the total number remaining divided by how many cases are left. So that will be the offer. It's not clean, the numbers, because there's no like commas in between the offer, but we're working with what we have. But as you can see, all of that logic is working, and just a little bit of tweaking. See, I can't pick this case anymore because we haven't started the next round. So all we need to add now is a way to display that number a bit longer. And when the player chooses yes or no, yes means that they win, and that's the end score, and we can add the end score to a scoreboard or something of the case. And if they say no, we want to keep going, then the cases left should go to 3 or 5 or whatever the round is, and continue the process until there's only a few cases left, or until they take the deal. As they eliminate numbers on the board, the offer will change because there's less cases and the total amount remaining is different. But as you can see, it is possible to make the whole game logic in Game Maker and have it working. Does it work for multiplayer? No. There's too many variables, too many rules, and things like that. It probably can. Maybe you're just pushing the boundaries, and you'll need to work out quite a lot of things. But that's it. That's it for the deal or no deal segment. This was a 3-parter, the last of the 3 parts. Next week I will be digging into there was something I remembered yesterday, like, I gotta do a stream on that, but did I write it down? No, it will come to me later on. But yeah, stay tuned next week for something new and exciting. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. Bye bye. You know what we should do, guys? We should raid crafter, hey? Let's do that. Yeah, let's raid. Let's raid. So it's what? Crafter underscore ETH? Okay. Let's do it. Let's see if this works. Invalid username. What? Is it case sensitive? Did I spell it wrong? Krafter. Krafter. Ah, I don't have a space bar. Boo. Alright, fixing that now. There we go. Alright, we're raiding. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye-bye.
Doing. So this is just another option as far as browser extensions go. I personally have not even tried revoke.caches, so I don't have